Hola, hello. I'm Sam. If you don't know me, nice to meet you. I've been thinking for about a year how to do this video, and I've decided there's no right or wrong way. So I'm just gonna dig in and let you know eventually the easiest way to stop drinking alcohol. The one thing you need to do to stop drinking alcohol and transform your life for the better. If you don't know me, I'm Sam. I'm a singer-songwriter, more notably for the band The Clover Hearts. And I have a bunch of other videos on my YouTube channel if you want to check out how I write songs or how I waste people's time. There's not going to be any bells and whistles with this video. In fact, I think I'm just going to shoot from the hip, ums and ahs and errors and all. So basically, here's what we're going to talk about today. 1 year ago today, December 21st, I quit drinking alcohol. And it's something that I'd done on and off, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 1 month, sometimes 2 weeks, for my whole adult life. And I'd reached a point at the age of 36 where I kind of thought I must be an alcoholic because I drink every single day and it's fun and I can't live without it, and it's kind of like the way that the life that I was used to, I guess, ever since I was 14. And my friends and I smuggled back some rice wine from Thailand and got drunk on that for the first time, to recording music in a recording studio for the first time with my longtime friend Ben, and drinking my first 6-pack and thinking like, this is rock and roll, baby. And I kind of had this romanticized idea of what alcohol was. I thought it made me cool. I thought it made, it made me more confident. I thought it made I thought it made me more funny. I thought it made me more creative, which maybe it did, but we'll get to that later. I thought a lot of things about alcohol, and it's long and it's a complicated subject. That's why I kind of feel like there's no right or wrong way to do this video, because alcohol is so ingrained in our society, in our life, that it's really nuanced. It's a nuanced discussion to talk about whether it's right or wrong. But all I can say is it was not right for me, and I was living a different life, and I was living a life of a life that I didn't know there was another life. I didn't know there was a different life to the one that I was living. So basically, what led me to quit drinking? Well, I think mainly I was sick of the hangovers. I'm the type of person where I could have like 3 IPAs and be hungover for 2 days. And I kind of feel like the fun of drinking, I'd romanticized the drink, and everything kind of revolved around the drink. Oh, I'm going to meet Hannah and we're going to drink a bottle of wine. When really the focus should have been like, I'm going to meet Hannah, full stop. And I kind of noticed that all the other things in my life was like, do a punk rock show, get fucked up, and go to a museum, have a spritz in the lobby. You know, everything had this kind of reward system built into it that was based around alcohol. I don't consider myself to be an overly social person. However, it felt like there was always an excuse to be getting drunk or having a drink. And I don't think... the kind of person that I am is all or nothing. I'm not very good at moderation, and I'm not good at having one or two. Because after I quit drinking, that's a thing people would always say to me all the time. Just have one. Just have one. But the problem for me is one is not fun. This is just me. 1 is not fun. 2 is fun. But when you've had 2, it's very difficult to stop because then you're having fun. In fact, I kind of reached a point where I kind of realized maybe I'm not an alcoholic. Maybe I'm a funaholic. I'm addicted to having fun. Maybe I'm addicted to the next laugh. Maybe I'm addicted to, oh, that one great song, put that on. It wasn't so much that I enjoyed drinking alcohol. It was that I enjoyed the not the repercussions of alcohol. We'll get to that in a minute. I enjoyed the results of alcohol, which were usually always fun. I never was an aggressive person or said mean things, and when I was drunk, it never really came out in any way other than a heightened level of myself, like more hilarious and I don't know, more like firing on all cylinders and more adventurous and up for doing more things, that's kind of the part that I miss about alcohol. But it's also the thing that I've learned, like, I am my own. I've got it in me already. I don't need alcohol to bring it out of me. And over the year, as I kind of looked on and judged you alcoholics, I'm joking, of course, I kind of noticed alcohol is this social crutch that people use in every photo, in a setting with friends. It's like someone pulls out a camera and then all of a sudden it's this mad dash for people to grab beers and stuff and be like holding a beer and showing like, I have a beer. And I kind of like, this is me being judgy, but I don't get it. I did it. I used to do it myself. And I think that's part of the stigmatism, the coolness that's built into alcohol. And that's why when you kind of stop drinking alcohol, it's very difficult to kind of go out initially and say, no, I'm not drinking. Because this video is all over the place, we'll just touch on that really quickly. That when you do quit drinking alcohol, that happens. People will try to trick you or convince you. But that's because the way you are telling them, I don't drink or I don't quit alcohol, has an uncertainty to it. Because you yourself inside don't know if it's going to be forever or if it's going to last. And so you do things like, oh, I don't drink, and you the way you explain that you don't drink is the tell for the other person to be like, come on, just have one. When did you quit? 3 weeks ago? Come on, that's not going to last. And I think after a while, I learned that I don't even talk about that I don't drink anymore. In the beginning, I was very much, I don't drink, I don't drink, I don't drink to everyone, to the point that it must have been annoying. But eventually I arrived at this point where I didn't even bring it up. If I went out with people, I'd have a Coke Zero or a sparkling water or whatever. And it didn't really ever come up until someone said, like, aren't you having something? And then I'd just be like, oh, I don't drink. And then they'd be like, really? Or they'd be like, but I saw you in a music video for your band called Oktoberfest. Beer is good. And you were chugging beer. Non-alcoholic beer, my friends. And might I add, non-alcoholic beer is freaking awesome. I every show that I do with my band, I have non-alcoholic beer there. Drink it on stage, drink it off backstage. Not just because it tastes good, and not just it really is because it's like you can drink a non-alcoholic beer and still feel like you're drinking a beer and fit in, really. And then you get to go to sleep at a normal time, and then you get to wake up at a normal time, and not be hungover and realize you still had a great night and you were still drinking beer. It just didn't have the alcohol in it. So anyway, I digress. 1 year ago, I was out with my friend Hannah, and it was just a lovely winter's night in Milan, in Italy, and nothing out of the usual. I think I had probably two bottles of wine. It was a fun night. Smoked a few cigarettes, had lots of laughs, and then Hannah and I hit the hay. We often sleep in the same bed or the same hotel room or whatever, just out of logistical reasons. In the middle of the night, I believe Hannah got up to go to the bathroom, and when she came back from the bathroom, knocked over a bottle of water, spilt all over my skinny jeans, which were on the floor, my leather jacket, my gloves, my shirt, and I didn't have any other clothes. So when I woke up in the morning and Hannah left, and I was like getting ready to go out into the snowy Milan winter world, I put on my skinny jeans, and they were soaking wet. Then I put on my shirt, soaking wet. Leather jacket, wet. Gloves, wet. Even scarf, wet. Everything was soaking wet. And I was hungover. But not savagely hungover. Kind of like hungover, like I feel pretty bad, but I can get on with it. And I was just walking around in the cold, wet, miserable, and I remember just standing at a traffic light and thinking to myself, when is enough enough? When are you gonna stop being hungover all the time? There's so much greater things to enjoy in life. And I remember back to my last relationship with my ex, Elisabetta. And I remember one of the fun things that I used to love to do with her was have a salmon party. And I would cook her salmon, I would get a couple of bottles of Prosecco, and we would just listen to chill out electronic music, eat salmon, and drink Prosecco. Unfortunately, it was never 1 or 2 glasses of Prosecco for Sammy Prosecco over here. It was always like I would have 2 and then 3, and then you could see Elisabetta would be eyeing me out of the corner of her eye as she was still on her first one, and we were watching Game of Thrones or whatever, and I just would be having so much fun drinking this Prosecco that I'd wake up hungover. And of course, she would wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and be like, Sam, let's go ride a bike around Milan and go to a museum, and then we'll go here and we'll go there. And I would always just be like, I guess if we go to this museum, we can have a aperitivo there and a spritz here. And I kind of work the booze into the fun, but I wouldn't really want to be doing the things like bike riding or go to museums. And last year, the years before, after I'd broken up with Elisabetta, I did start to get into things like, going to museums, seeing sights, traveling, etc., a bit more. And being a little bit more active, and standing at this traffic light, wet, hungover, in beautiful Milan, I kind of went I'm not doing this anymore. I want to live life. I want to enjoy those things that Elisabetta used to try to get me to enjoy, and that I kind of was... just stuck in this thing where I thought alcohol was my personality. And I don't know how I did it, to be honest. I do know how I did it. And that's kind of brought me up to this point of the video. I know it sounds easier said than done. But if you want to stop drinking alcohol, there's a whole other world out there for you waiting. And it's not something that I can truly kind of sum up and just say everything's better when you don't drink alcohol. Because it's different. And if you are the type of person that can moderate drinking alcohol and you're perfectly fine having one beer and stuff like that, by all means do it. I just found I'm not very good at moderation, so I wanted just to stop doing it completely, and my life changed for the better, exponentially. Things started going way better for me. I was able to see things clearer. I was able to, things in my music career have never been better. I'm able to sing way longer on stage. And there are some, the other thing is sleep. You'll never understand how good sleep is while you're still kind of drinking alcohol all the time. Even if you're not hitting the alcohol hard, it's still in your system. It still affects your sleep. Weeks, months after you stop drinking, there's still alcohol in there affecting your sleep cycle. That coupled with that I got a deviated septum surgery in April and stopped drinking alcohol, my sleeping is just off the charts, baby. But those are some of the positive things, and I forgot where I kind of lost my train of thought with it. But it's life-changing. And if you feel like you've got a problem with alcohol, or if you feel like you want to change, or if you feel like, I don't know, it's society that's forcing it on you or something like that, then I can tell you how to quit drinking alcohol. And it's very easy. And you're going to hate this. Just don't drink it. Just don't drink it. Don't go next time you go to the supermarket when you usually would pick up a bottle of wine or a bottle of beer or something, don't do it. Pick up a ginger beer, or pick up a non-alcoholic beer, or pick up a Coke Zero and a chocolate. And we'll get to that. The chocolate. It's really that easy. And if you want to talk about it, if you need support, I'm here. But it was very easy for me. When I decided my time was up, I had my fun, and I just said, I'm not going to drink anymore. And I didn't. And I stopped drinking that day. And for 1 year, I have not drunk alcohol. Bar 1 or 2 times by accident. I was at the merch table at one of the shows. I put down my non-alcoholic beer. Someone put down their beer, and I picked up their beer and drank it and realized it was real beer. And I put it down. And I didn't freak out. And I'll tell you why. It's going to happen. Someone is going to hand you a chocolate rum ball, and you're not going to understand that there's rum in it. You're going to bite into it, and you're going to taste rum. And it just has to be your thing where you realize, oh yeah, it's going to happen in life. It's not going to ever be 1 year sober, if you want to use the word sober. I don't believe I was an alcoholic, so I don't really like to use the word sober. I just don't drink alcohol anymore. But it's going to happen. And then I wanted to test myself, just to kind of, I think after 9 months, we did a show, my band, the Clover Hearts, we did a show in Pilsen with the mighty Cheers. Hello, Pufka, if you're watching. and basically after it was the bagpipe player Johnny's birthday, and everyone was upstairs at the upstairs bar in the venue, and they all lined up shots, and they were having a birthday shot for Johnny, and I said, I think I have got this under control, and I want to honor Johnny's birthday. So Johnny, I will have a shot for your birthday. I had a shot. It warmed me up, made me all tingly, and then I felt like this heightened sense of like coolness. And then I said, don't let it get to your head, Sam. Stop. You know where this goes. And I said, okay, that was fun. I did it. And then I went and got a non-alcoholic beer and continued the evening talking with people, and I didn't need alcohol to have fun. So that's how I think I'm going to handle it 1 year later. I don't think I want to start drinking alcohol again. In a few months, on our St. Patrick's tour in March, the most alcoholic time of the year, my best friend Masashi is coming to play guitar on that tour with me, and our whole relationship is built on a foundation of getting pissed. For like, I don't know, 20 years, me and him in hotels, in Indonesia and Singapore and Japan, drinking beer, listening to Frenzal Rhomb, and telling stories to each other, and singing harmonies and playing guitar together at 5 o'clock in the morning, wasted. And I'm going to see him, and it's going to be the first time that I don't drink around him, and I honestly don't think anything's going to change. I thought about maybe on my birthday, because there's a show in France, I think, on my birthday. I think maybe then I might have 1 or 2 drinks, but like kind of strictly cut myself off. And that's the way I'm going to have alcohol in my life from this point forward. It really has been truly positively transformative, and I would really recommend any of you listening, if you think you have a problem drinking alcohol, or you just want to stop, what's the answer? Just don't do it. Very easy. Go to a pub with your friends. In places like Czech Republic, by law, they have to have non-alcoholic beer in every pub. Just ask for a non-alcoholic beer. If you're going to a house party, stop off at a supermarket, get some non-alcoholic beer. Or there's weird non-alcoholic wines and spirits these days, but I haven't tried those because I don't really give a shit. But yeah, you can do it. It's very easy. Just don't do it. It's going to suck for about 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, you kind of just get used to it. For example, it's 6:30 now. Back in the old days, Sammy would be cracking open a beer right now and about to watch some YouTube. And I think that's another thing before I end this video I want to touch on. It's habits. I realized that a lot of my drinking was based around habits. For example, I would love to, at nighttime, drink a few Prosecco's or whiskeys or something, and listen to music and smoke cigarettes. And I realized, why was I drinking all of this? It's because I had this system in my head that for every drink, I would have 1 cigarette. And then I realized, so maybe the problem is the cigarettes. I just want cigarettes. And because I don't smoke in the day or any other time, I was using this kind of system of drink 1 beer, get a cigarette. So when I kind of realized that, if I want to stop drinking alcohol, but I still want to smoke cigarettes, if you have a non-alcoholic beer, listen to a song on YouTube and smoke a cigarette, you can do that. For some reason, I've got smoking really under control. Just have 1 or 2 every now and then. So that's something I can moderate, but also because it's something I can't tolerate. I hate smoking. I hate when other people smoke, and I can't talk anymore. And so I think it's contradictory for me to smoke. But anyway, I've gone on too long. One of the negative things about stopping drinking alcohol, and probably the only negative thing, has been weight gain. and all thanks to our good friend chocolate. I think hand in hand with the whole funaholic thing, I think I've also been a closet sugarholic. I've done Atkins diets in the past where I do no carbs and complex carbohydrates and stuff like that, and cut out sugar and stuff. But then I kind of realized I was getting a shitload of my sugar from alcohol. So when I quit drinking alcohol, I had these urges all the time, and still do, to eat chocolate all the time. White chocolate, caramel, you name it. I eventually had to wean myself off the good stuff and start eating like 80% or 90% dark chocolate, so I could still have it, but without all the sugar. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. My weight has been kind of fluctuating up and down all of this year, and I'm about to really tackle that head on. Where maybe the next year of my life, maybe cutting out sugar, who knows, or at least chocolate. But anyway, this brings me to the end of the video. I'm sure I've left out stuff, but I'm super happy, and I really wanted to do this video after 1 year. I had many thoughts on how I could address this, but I thought the best way to do it is, how did I stop drinking, so that you guys can learn, and if you're curious, and you want to, of course. And that was the best advice I can give. And you're going to say, fuck you, that's not advice. And for me, it absolutely is. Just don't drink. That's it. If you want to talk, or if you think you've got a drinking problem, or you don't have a drinking problem, but you just want to talk to your old friend Sammy Prosecco, then drop me a message. And if you do think you have a drinking problem, then maybe go to AA. And maybe my advice, don't drink, is a little bit too simple for you. But best of luck. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you listen to my band, The Clover Hearts, on Spotify. But thank you, and good luck.